There are 70 million blind and visually impaired people on the Chinese mainland, but only 71 guide dogs are available to help them. Next on China View, we'll follow a guide dog that just graduated from a training course to find out how it assists its owner in daily life, as well as investigate the guide dog supply-demand gap.
On May 6th, 4 dogs graduated from the Guide Dog Training Center in Dalian, a port city in northeast China's Liaoning province. Judy, one of the graduates, will serve a new owner after boarding a plane for a new home. Judy is the 71st qualified guide dog to finish training at the center. The dog has learned to understand at least 34 human instructions, react to 4 types of common locations, such as supermarkets and post offices, and cooperate with new owners. Unfortunately, there are not enough dogs like Judy in China. The gap between the number of trained guide dogs and the number of blind and visually impaired people is vast. The causes of this wide gap lie in a lack of funding and the absence of regulations and national standards. Training a dog to work with a blind or visually impaired person usually takes a year and a half. Around 120,000 yuan, or 19,000 US dollars, must be spent on each dog annually for training, food, and veterinary care. As a non-profit organization, the center doesn't charge people who apply for guide dogs. Most of its funding comes from financial and disabled people's organizations, as well as public donations. But the training center is still facing a serious budget deficit. In addition, more than 100 staff members have left in the past 8 years.
Employees are leaving here because of the lack of funding. The low monthly salary is not attractive. I regret that we can't offer bigger salaries to our colleagues. I also regret that we can't provide better food for our dogs.
The center now has 23 employees, 12 of whom are trainers. Trainers earn only about 2,000 yuan a month.
It requires a great deal of effort and time to train a guide dog. Although the salary is far less than that of other jobs, someone's got to do it. I chose this job because I like dogs.
The center's 71 guide dogs have been sent to 15 regions across China. According to regulations created by the International Guide Dog Federation, the ideal ratio of blind people to guide dogs is 100 to 1. Nearly 100,000 people have applied for guide dogs from the center, but they will have to wait 10 years before they can get one.
I'm bored and confused most of the time. I feel confused to my home and can't go anywhere. A walk in the sun is hardly conceivable.
Those who have received guide dogs from the center have been lucky. However, they also face new challenges after acquiring their dogs. Wang Xiaojun has been barred from taking the public bus 12 times because of his guide dog.
The government should create policies to allow guide dogs to enter public places. Meanwhile, society should provide us with some conveniences, and people should show more understanding.
Currently, there is no national standard for qualified guide dogs in China. All certificates for guide dogs are issued by the Dalian Training Center instead of a national institution. Some new training centers are being founded elsewhere in China, but it is far from enough to meet demand.